Well, hello there. Welcome to Klein Farm Channel. I'm Tyler. Today I'm gonna show you how I cut a pork loin, boneless pork loin up. A very good way for you to save money when you're buying pork chops from the grocery store is to buy an entire pork loin and just cut it yourself. I've cut thousands of them, probably more than thousands, tens of thousands maybe, from working in the grocery stores and the meat department and stuff over the years, and they're very easy. They're the simplest thing you can cut. I've taught people who've worked under me. I was an assistant manager in the meat department at the one store I worked at, and I've trained a lot of people on how to cut these. They're very easy to cut, and here you go. Here it is, the whole pork loin. Got it at Carly C's IGA. I used to work there when I first moved back down to North Carolina in the meat department. It's $1.98 a pound. It's $20 for a 10-pound boneless pork loin. And this is the rib end with the dark meat, and goes down here into the light meat. You cut pork chops the whole way out of here till about right here. Then this could be into roast, or it could be or rib end chops, or you can cut them in half and slice it down the middle a little bit, make country style spare ribs out of it. Whatever you want to do, pretty much. Or you can just cut the whole thing into pork chops, or you can cut the whole thing into roasts. But here I'm going to show you how to do it. This is my Victorinox meat cutting knife. It's pretty big. It's almost as long as the loin. This is not a very long pork loin, but it's probably about average. I'd say probably like 25, 26 inches. Now, I don't have a cutting board big enough for this to lay on, so I just laid down some newspaper to cut it on. And this knife is very sharp. Victorinox, Swiss made. They're the same company that makes Swiss Army knives. And every place that I've worked for cutting meat, I've had a Victorinox knife, but this is the biggest one I've ever had. Normally I have a little small bone cutting knife, but I like this one. I got this knife from Carly C's IGA, and that's the last place I worked at cutting meat, and I got it for free. Alright, then first thing you do, cut the end open. Just be very careful. If you're not experienced with cutting stuff, don't use a knife this big. You will cut yourself badly. And just check the end there. You can just use your finger. Run the whole way down here. It opens right up. And it will be very messy. There will be a lot of liquid and blood and stuff in there. As soon as you open that, let's get the bag out of the way and sink her in the garbage. Get it leveled up here pretty good. And pause it. Focus on it. Then you want to cut a little bit of the excess fat off the top. You don't want to leave a whole lot on, but it's up to you. If you like a lot of fat, just leave it all there. Just trim off what bit you can. And this one doesn't have a whole lot of fat on it. And get it nice and squared up. I should have put it in the freezer for a few minutes so it would harden up a little bit. Right here, come closer. Focus down here. Square off the end. Get a little piece off of it. Then go about 3/4 of an inch. Push straight down. Just let the blade do the work. Don't saw it. Look real pretty like that. And just keep doing that the whole way through. I'm trying to do it without messing up the countertop too much. Just be very gentle. You get real pretty pork chops like that. Pause it. Now you can cut them thicker or thinner as you want. I'm just doing them about average, regular, but you can cut them pretty thin. I know when I was working in the meat room, the thin cut chops always sold really good. The thicker cut ones didn't sell that good, but you can come over this way. You can slice them about that thick, about 2 inches. Then you can put a hollow space in the middle, and you can stuff them with breading or macaroni and cheese or whatever you want to put inside them. But I always like just the regular size chops. Now as you're going, like, keep stretching it out and making it level as best you can as you do. You want to keep them as even as you can. And I'm not pressing down too hard because I don't want to destroy the countertop. But if you have a cutting board, just push right down into it. But if you have a good sharp knife, it will do all the work. All you got to do is tell it where to go. Okay, pause. Now, I don't know, I haven't been keeping count of how many chops I got here, but here's 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And a 4-pack was what, like $8? $4?
Like
$5 for a 4-pack of them. So that's already like $20 worth right here, and we paid $20 for the whole loin. So you're getting way more for your money buying the whole loin. And also, most grocery stores, now Walmart won't, but small, like, family-owned chains like Carly C's, where we got this, and Wise Markets in Pennsylvania, and like Piggly Wiggly and stuff like that, you can buy the whole loin and they will cut it for you however you want it for free. And it'll be the same price as the whole loin. They'll just cut it all up and put it on a tray, and they'll use the same sticker here at was on the loin wrapper. Okay, pause. So this is a very good way to save money and get a good supply of meat for a while too. 2 in 1. And if you don't want to cut it yourself, just knock there on the door and one of the meat cutters will do it for you most of the time. Now Walmart, they don't offer that. Walmart doesn't have meat cutters. But pretty much any small chain will, like Harris Teeter even, Whole Foods, all them. Now when it starts getting darker like that in the tail, you're getting into the rib end. And you can, I normally stop there, and this whole thing you can use as one big pork roast, or you can cut it into chops and it'd be rib end chops, or you can slice it in half that way and do it little slices and do rib end chops, little country style ribs. So we're going to cut this one into just keep it as a roast, but instead of having this great big one, I'm just going to cut it right in half. I have 2 pork roasts, really nicer. Now these here, if you can look and see, I don't know the angle of the camera there exactly, but if you look at that really good, that's identical to a ribeye steak from a cow, because the pork chops here are the exact same cut of meat as the ribeye is. Well, I'm back. I hope that was a good camera angle. I didn't see what angle it was at. I hope it was a good angle. You can see everything good and clear. Now I'm going to get this all bagged up to put in the freezer, and I'm going to make some tonight here on the grill probably. And you see all this we got here. We got all this right here for 20 bucks and one. We got all this for 20 bucks and one pork loin. Or let's add this up now, because it was like $5 for a pack of 4 boneless chops, these exact same ones. So let's see how many we got here. I'll count them up. So here's 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 23, and 2 roasts, and a little bit here extra. So that'd be 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, let's just say 30. And the roast probably be like $4 or $5 a piece, so like 40 bucks. If you buy it all separately, it'd be around probably $40, $50. But you buy all in one pork loin, 20 bucks. Now I'm going to wrap them up and put them in the freezer bags. The best way to do it is to have a... Now the best way to do it is vacuum seal them, but I don't have a vacuum sealer, and I don't have any like butcher paper to wrap them up, put in the freezer. So I just use freezer bags because they don't ever sit that long in there anyway. And that's a good way to do it. Just make sure you have all the air out of them. And I'm going to make another second video because I don't want this all in one video. I'm going to make a cooking video of me cooking some of these on the grill here right after bit. So go ahead and go check that video out too. Alright, put it in. Alright, get it good and flat in there on the bottom. Put the zipper almost all the way closed, but not all the way. Squeeze it, get all the air out. You don't want any air in there. I mean, there's going to be air in there, but the less air, the better. So, flip it over on its back like that. Push it all out like that again. And close it completely. Get it in there nice and flat. Again, zipper almost all the way over. Squeeze all the air out. Flip it over. Close it tight. Awesome. Now I'm going to put 4 pork chops in a bag. And the best way to do that probably... Here, come over here. Take them like that, one at a time. Lay it flat as you can. When you get the next one over, can you see that there on the camera? Mm-hmm. That there. I'm going to put 4 in a bag. You can put however many you want. It all depends on how many you will eat at a time, or your family will eat at a time. And again, you want no air in there. Here, come get that on. Close it almost all the way. Flip it over. Squeeze all the air out you can. You don't want any air in there. Air creates freezer burn. Then just do that and lay it flat like that in the freezer, and you can stack them up as high as you want, and it'll freeze solid, and it'll be very nice and stacked like that. Pause. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4 packs up here. I'm doing the last one here, then the other ones I'm going to make. And it does take up a little bit of room. So if you're gonna do this, make sure you have room in your freezer before you go out and buy one, because it does take up a whole lot of room. But when you cut it up smaller, like this, it takes up a lot less room than a whole pork loin. Now I'm going to cook these here up on the charcoal grill and probably make some macaroni and cheese and some kind of vegetables with it. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stacks here of 4. So this would be like $25 to $30 worth of pork chops if you bought them separately. Then about 2, probably 1.5 pound pork roasts. Maybe 1.5 to 2 pounds. Then I did the same thing. I bought a big box of chicken drumsticks the other day at Piggly Wiggly and did the same thing. I didn't have to cut them, but I put 5 drumsticks in a pack, and I also did packs of 10 and just laid them flat. They lay flat perfectly like that, and very good thing to do. We bought that whole box drumsticks. I think it was a 20-pound box for. We bought a 20-pound box of chicken drumsticks at Piggly Wiggly for $10. Well, no, it was less than $10. It was like $9.50 or something, I think. And right there is about how much room it takes up in the freezer here on top of the fridge. Not too much room taken up. Well, that's my video on how to cut a boneless pork loin and save some money there on meat too at the grocery store. I hope you learned something. Please comment, like, subscribe, share the video. Let me know in the comments what you would like me to cut next, because I can do it. I can do anything. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.